This video is on just the basics of verbs and verb forms and how to use them, etc., etc. There'll be more videos on verbs that cover sort of more complex concepts in regards to verbs. Right, let's get into it. Verbs. What are verbs? How do I use them? Help! So, what are verbs? Simply put, verbs are words that describe actions or describe a state of being. They could describe physical actions such as to swim or run, or they could describe mental actions such as to think or remember. Verbs that describe a state of being include confuse or love. So let's talk about that a little bit. Swimming and running, that's obviously a physical action. To think or remember, that's a mental thing. But to be in a state of confusion or a state of love, to be confused, that's a state of being, because it's not something that is a mental action that you're doing as such. It's more like a mental thing that happens to you, a state that you are put in, a state of confusion or a state of love, right? So it basically describes actions and states of beings, whether they be physical, mental, whatever. That's what verbs do. Let's have a look at some examples. Examples number 1, that man is running. That man is running, right? That describes an action. I'm swimming. Swimming is an action. I love to eat. A state. State of love. I love to eat. I'm thinking about the stars. And that's a mental action, thinking. I'm remembering my past. Once again, a mental action, remembering my past. I won't explain the next examples. I'll just read them to you. I love the way you look. I hate spiders. I need some food. I jump on the table. Now into verb forms. There are 5 forms that verbs can take, and we'll use the verb be or to be as an example. Okay. The root form be, which is just the verb be. The past participle form been. The past form, which is was or were. The third person singular form, that is, and the present participle form of be, which is being. I'll get into what all this means right now. So the root verb form is the base form of a verb when we're talking about root forms. For example, the words swim, play, and dance. These are the root forms of the verb. This is the way you would describe verb to swim, to play, to dance, right? And here's a couple examples. I'd like to swim. I play with a friend in root form. Very simple sentences will be formed with the root forms, generally. Past participle forms. The past participle verb form is used to show past actions or to make perfect tenses, right? So a few examples with the words jump, eat, and live. I jumped over the tree, right? This refers to a time that you did this action, i.e. to jump, but in the past, you jumped over the tree. In the past, you did this. You jumped over the tree. And you're talking about something that happened before. Maybe someone asked, what did you do when the tree fell over? And your response was or is, I jumped over the tree. I have never eaten beans. This refers to, eating beans, but in the past. This is the negative. I have never eaten beans. I have not done that action. I've never eaten beans. And I have lived in several countries. Right? Past forms. So the past form or simple past form is just used to refer to actions or series of actions that have happened in the past. We can often add ed to a verb to get its past form. Examples with catch, explain, and believe. Right. I believed her. I believed her. So in the past, I did believe her or I believed her. I caught the ball. In the past, I caught the ball. I have explained it to him many times. In the past, I explained it in the past, right? Now you can see that believed and explained follow this ed rule. Okay, with the verb believe, we have to get rid of the e and add ed, or just add d, but it ends in this ed here, and the form is an ed form. And with explained, we add ed, and the form is an ed form, explained. Catch does not conform to this ed rule at all. It becomes caught when we use the past form or simple past form. And that's okay. Not every verb is regular. Some verbs don't obey the general verb rule. So just remember that. Not everything obeys this rule, but generally they do. Third singular form. The third singular verbs generally end in s or es. They refer to a singular subject, for example, a person or an object as a singular subject. Here's some examples with the words rain, climb, and run. It rains heavily. It actually refers to the weather, and it is a singular subject, right? It, the weather, is raining heavily. Or in general, it rains heavily, right? There is heavy rain. She is a singular subject, a singular person. She is one person. And so we use the singular form here. She climbs the mountain. She climbs the mountain. And he, here, you see that that's a singular subject. He, one person. He runs up the hill. He runs up the hill. And you can see all these verbs end in s when they are in the third singular form. Not all verbs will end in s or es, but most of them will when we're using the third singular form of that verb. And on to the very last concept, the present participle form of a verb. This could be known as the ing form, since these verbs are often ing verbs, i.e. they usually end with ing. The words usually end with ing. They can be used as adjectives or to form continuous verb tenses. I won't get into how they can be used as adjectives. That I'll talk about another time. For now, let's look at examples with the words frill, cycle, and eat. What a thrilling day! I'm cycling to my house. I'm eating hamburgers. Now, you can see that all of these end in ing, and they follow this ing rule to the T. They are ing verb forms, they're present participle forms. What it means by continuous tense is, right now, the day gives me a thrill. It's thrilling. And we believe that it's going to continue to be thrilling. In general, it has been thrilling, it is thrilling, and it will continue to be thrilling. What a thrilling day. It's something that's happening right now and is, we think is going to continue into the future, or from our perception it is. I'm cycling to my house. So at this moment, I am on a bicycle and I am cycling. And when I get to my house, I will have finished cycling. So we're talking about the present tense, but referring to the future, right? Because we won't have finished cycling till we get to the house, or this person won't have finished cycling till they get to the house. So this is talking about an action that is happening right now and will most likely continue into the future. I'm eating hamburgers, and until I finish eating these hamburgers, I will not have eaten them all, right? Thank you for watching.